Hi, everybody. Welcome back, you guys. Today I am wearing blue apatite and blue fire opal. And, of course, phosphidorite. Phosphosiderite, sorry. Okay. So welcome back, all of you that are returning, and then welcome in those of you that are new. Welcome into the 4-4 portal. Today is an amazing day. Aloha, Ragnarok. Today is an amazing day. So really important energy shifts are happening today, and we're about to experience a mass ascension of people, like just literally raising their vibration. So I am so stoked. Okay, so make sure you're familiar with my legal disclaimer. It's this part, the top part here. But by watching my videos, you're agreeing to the contract of being in control of yourself, being responsible for yourself, and with any of the information being channeled, be on your best behavior because the Most High God is watching and the Holy Spirit is listening. I'm reminding the people watching about my personal human rights. Attempting to persecute me in any form or fashion for what I channel from God and the Holy Spirit is a violation against this contract and the First Amendment, which is the freedom of speech. Any attempt to silence me will be followed up with by the Most High God. Treat others how you want to be treated. Do not shoot the messenger and do not harm the prophets of God. Okay, so now we're going to do the protection prayer. So I ask that the Ascended Masters come be with us now. Please open these portals for us, this 4-4 portal. I also call upon the Most High God, the Holy Spirit, all of the archangels, spiritual guides, the Ascended Masters. I think I already said that. The Ophanim, the Igigi, Alienatu, all of the Fae, the Elohim, the Anunnaki, the Galactic Federation of Light, all spiritual court systems, Saint Benedict, the Avengers, Gaia, Green Man, the Watchers, Baron Samedi, Papa Legua, Olodumare, Bonquay, and the Loa. And then I ask that also Loki, Thor, Odin, all of that. I guess I can't really call him Loki since that's my higher self, but Thor and Odin's energy. And then them across all pantheons because I know how they translate to like Zeus and the other energies. Enki and Lil. Okay. Please block out any negative people or anything that is negative that would try to negatively influence or impact this reading in any way. Okay, I pray for the highest light, the highest wisdom, and the highest truth to be revealed to me and to my collective, and I pray for all of my subscribers. I ask now as I call upon God's favor to give us the full armor of God for protection during our life's mission and work here on earth. I'm eternally grateful for your favor, Heavenly Source, and for your unfailing love. Thank you for blessing me and my subscribers, and thank you for healing the sick and creating miracles. In your holy name, Lord my God, I give gratitude and thanks. I pray into thy holy presence and meditate upon your divine will. Amen. Okay, so just kind of doing some heart chakra clearing. This beautiful sounds you're hearing in the background is the YouTube channel called Healing Vibrations. They have different crystal singing bowl sound baths that range from 3 hours to 12 hours to 24 hours that you can choose from that will help you alchemize your energy. Yeah, a lot of dark energy this morning. So there's definitely, this portal that we're approaching that is because of today, basically. So you could have been feeling a lot of, okay, this is where it's coming from. So you could have been feeling something like back here or in your neck. You think it's your neck, but maybe it's not your neck. It's actually this other chakra. This is interesting because I just cleared this chakra right before getting on this live stream. And I never think that what I pick up empathically is like what I pick up before I do a reading, but I think I'm becoming more aware that sometimes I pick up things before I come on here. And it basically is just giving me a heads up empathically about what I'm going to experience, what to look out for. So you could have been having either disturbing dreams or you could have been having your well of dreams. And it's literally like right back there. your well of dreams chakra could have been down, like low. Just, I always look at chakra low being a 1, high being a 10, and 10's the best, low's the worst. It's probably been at like a 2 or a 1, which means that somebody's trying to block your dreams, basically, which I kind of picked up on that yesterday, but and the day before that. So this is obviously the same person. Interesting. See, they see you as a star, and they don't want you getting these star downloads. And these downloads are what's going to help shape your future. So it's really doing everybody a disservice, because you're getting into alignment. So are other people, and they're trying to get into alignment, and like they want to get into alignment, but it's kind of hard. Where your liver is, the bottom of your ribs, right side. Really, with the samurai. Wow. See, those dreams are coded messages. Like when we go into the dream state, we're actually going into the astral realm, and we're splitting off and going into different, I don't know what that was that just flew in here, but we're going into different realms, and we're going into different lifetimes. And so, yeah, I definitely feel like that's kind of what you've been getting. So did you wake up with the pain by your liver? That's kind of what I'm feeling. I don't feel like you injured your rib or anything like that. Okay. So one thing that is very good for liver detox, right? Because what I'm getting is that you had something toxic going on in your liver, but what happened is like something about one of these dreams has knocked whatever that toxicity was loose, and now it's just toxicity flowing through your system, basically. Okay, so you could be feeling like you could be feeling like you have almost flu-like symptoms. Detox can feel like you have the flu. Okay, so you could be actually picking up on this detox symptom. So, oh, you were talking to Jesus, and he kept calling you Peter. Wow. 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 Well, I do know the person that was Peter, and so I don't feel like you were Peter, but I do get that there is a message. There is definitely a message. This message, it has to do with something that Jesus was telling you. Like, this is weird, but it's something that Jesus was telling you as John, but something that he tried to tell Peter, and Peter rejected what he said. And then Peter also rejected what Mary Magdalene said, is what I just heard. So it could be because Peter is the rock of the church and started Catholicism, basically. And all of the disciples pretty much got, yeah, I don't know. I definitely did meet Peter, and I had a big karmic reaction with him. But, you could be dealing with, like I was saying, what happened in the church is that, okay, Jesus had straight up real knowledge about the spiritual realm. Okay. And this knowledge includes like divine feminine energy. And Peter was not about that. Peter was like, geez, like when, if you listen to the Gospel of Mary Magdalene, you'll find out that, yeah, you definitely have memories of being John because you were John. But what I'm picking up is that, you know, there may be something going on with you with not believing in something, because like what I was saying is that Jesus gave a message to you as John, and Jesus also gave the same message of salvation to Peter. But Peter twisted the message up and started church, and then from that point on, all of the stuff about Peter brought in knowledge that counteracts what Jesus said. Jesus said that you can get to the kingdom of heaven, right? But a man must become a woman, and a woman must become a man to enter the kingdom of heaven. Basically, you have to unify those divine masculine and feminine energies. And so Peter, when he received the download from Jesus and then from Mary Magdalene, he was very pissed off, right? And so he went and developed his own Bible and recording of everything. And I'm wondering if John had writings as well. Because back then, not everybody could write. It was like just certain people. So like whatever the message was, and what I'm getting is that it has to do with divine feminine and divine masculine being together, coming together in a way that they can ascend to a higher level. And Peter was like, no, fuck no, women are evil, etc. That's where all of the parts that have to do with women being allowed to be in the church or hold ministry or anything like that, that's when the disciples split up, basically. Was when Mary Magdalene relayed the same exact message that Jesus said out of his mouth. But Peter was like, I don't understand. I don't understand. Now, it'd be really interesting to find out if John the Baptist ever baptized Peter, or if John the Baptist only baptized Christ. I'm sure that he baptized other people, but there's 12 disciples. It would be very interesting to see if they were baptized. Yeah, your energy is very balanced when it comes to yin yang. But what I'm seeing is that, like, when you were a child in this lifetime, okay, you had your bottom chakras developing, which is normal. When you start to grow up, like the root chakra, sacral, solar plexus, those bottom three chakras, and the earth star chakra. You went through some type of psychic like event as a child, and that actually opened up your third eye chakra. And so since then, your chakra's just been still expanding and opening, but it's been a little bit out of balance because your third eye is how you see, how you interpret things, and intuitive information. And then your crown. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And that's exactly what Christ was talking about, is having that balance there. And that's how you can enter into the higher realms. So this is really important that we're talking about this, because today is absolutely a portal. The matrix functions off of numbers and letters also equal a numeric value, right? And then of course we have developed math and calculations and everything, but still the matrix is like, we can talk about dimensions as numbers, right? So everything has to do, it all comes back down to sacred geometry and numbers and numerical values and calculations. But in the matrix, we can find that, people that are more balanced, they are just a higher vibration. People that have figured out this yin yang balance, right? And so I definitely recognize it in you. And then I definitely recognize it in a couple of other people, but there's not very many that have their, like, you're male, but you have your female balanced in. So it's almost like you become genderless because the two turn into something else when they come together. It's like not like they're separate anymore. They are integrated. I also am getting something about Kundalini for you as well. Yeah. Matthew. Wow. Okay. Okay, so that's wow, I just got chills. That's very, very interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, so maybe, you know, I guess it was Paul that was in the not in the New Testament. I guess Jesus and Paul were in the New Testament. Yes, and Ragnarok, you're gonna find that theme. And that's exactly it. Oh my God, you freaking know. You freaking know. You know the download. Okay, because Peter started the church and he started all of that. Like, he hated Mary Magdalene because Jesus, they were pretty much married, I believe. But yeah, I also feel like some of the disciples were bisexual and they were very attracted to Jesus, Judas especially. And so that's one reason why Judas was so betraying. But yeah, Peter means rock. Yeah. Yeah. It's more title. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. And I wonder if, because Jesus got baptized and then he recommended baptism, but the disciples were not always like, like from what I've seen, the disciples were not always obedient. They didn't, a lot of the times they didn't understand the things that Jesus was saying and the message that he was trying to portray. And that's just due to them having a completely different way of thinking, you know? And I do believe that Jesus, it was an extraterrestrial, probably, that looked like a person. Maybe he even looked like a little bit like an extraterrestrial, but I definitely feel like he was, some type of hybrid. And I consider the Immaculate Conception to be the same thing as like my birth mother went through when she was abducted. So it's like alien abduction, and then they implant, with a different father, obviously, they implant the child. So that's what kind of makes sense to me. So yeah, we're going through a massive ascension right now. So these dreams that you had were definitely coded messages. And it may be to look at, because that was a splitting, like after that, Mary Magdalene left and went to France, and Peter started the church, literally. So it would be very interesting to see if Peter was baptized by the Catholic Church, or if they had, because I don't feel like, and I hope nobody comes for me if that's a Catholic for saying this, because I was raised Catholic, okay? But going through baptism myself, I do not feel like it was the same ritual that John the Baptist did. Like, I feel like Catholic baptism is not the same ritual that Jesus went through. And that just is partially, most likely due to, when baptism was becoming popular, if John didn't write down his formula, his words, whatever it was that he did, because John had the connection. John was actually came from a group of like mages that live in the desert, basically. I forget what their group is called, but it's like all masculine, and then they train people in cleanses, baptism, and that's what baptism is. So let's say that John the Baptist didn't baptize Peter, okay? Peter included, because Jesus went through a baptism and it was so important, Peter included that in the church, but he didn't maybe have the ritual for that, or the right words to say, or the right intention. And so that's why I feel like baptism does not function the way that it did when John the Baptist was alive and baptized Christ. And I'm wondering if it says anywhere in any Bible or any apocryphal book that says that after Jesus was baptized, that he went and got the disciples to become baptized, because that is what makes sense to me. That's what I would think Jesus would do. But we know that John the Baptist lost his head, so we don't know at what point that was. So I definitely feel like there is definitely a coded message there, that Jesus was cleansed of any prior wrongdoing. And yes, Jesus has had other lifetimes where he's made mistakes, right? So it's basically, baptism is cleansing you of those past mistakes that are in your subconscious, and that basically, if you would look at it like as Akashic records would be holding on to. And so I feel like that purification ritual is so important that, when you get baptized in the Catholic Church, it does something weird. But I feel like when Jesus went through baptism, he did that because he knew of the promise of God to be of eternal love, basically. And once you get all of this extra karma off you, which is probably the purpose of baptism, I don't know what it is for now. But yeah, this is why dreams are so important. So important. So important. Like, literally. And I'll have dreams sometimes where I'll wake up and I'll be like, that was such a good dream. I want to go back into it. I feel like last night I was dreaming about something that has to do with something similar to this. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's pretty much what it seems like. It's past life karma, or that's what I see with everybody that I come across. And when they're going through stuff, it's usually past life karma, or it's something that they've done in this lifetime. But I've never found anybody that doesn't have something from their past life active presently that's going on. So that's why I think dreams are so important, because we go into these other lives and we're shown symbols and, you know, different scenarios that are just they're there to spark a remembrance within yourself, you know. And I totally understand that having the sword in the mouth energy and not being able to tell the secret. And that's because, like, could you imagine just the demonic realm getting a hold of that secret and then using baptism to get rid of all of the sins they create? Like, I don't know. That knowledge could be totally misused. That's why I know a lot of things, but I don't say half of what I know, because somebody could misuse it, you know? All right, so let's check out what's going to go on in this 4-4 portal. The great thing about the number 4 is so I look at the number 4, and this is how I kind of translate it. The number 4 to me means stability, and it means protection. It means direction as well. North, south, east, west. I also think of it as the 4 archangels that are of the directions. Then I think of 4 as being, you know, the framework of something. You have to have a frame, like Lincoln Logs. You have to have 4 Lincoln Logs, right? So it's basically bringing together form, it's protection, and then it also is a little bit linked to prosperity and well-being. So having 4-4, it's definitely opening an energy of protection. There's angels coming in that have not been loosed before on this planet. So this is the stuff that boggles my mind, is the things that are coming in now that were never referenced in any Bible, because they're never been to this planet before. Wheel of Fortune. Yes, this is an awesome portal. And trust me, getting those intuitive downloads and those dreams, that is part of a Wheel of Fortune, because they're very important gifts. I feel like Peter rejected Jesus's message so much and was so pissed off about Mary Magdalene and them kissing on the mouth and having kids and shit. Like, I literally, from knowing what I know about that, I literally know that Peter was like the baneful existence back then. Him and Judas were 2 of them that just did not fucking listen. And they didn't understand what Jesus was saying, because Jesus is on another level, you know? And so that's why it comes through as a code. It would be very beneficial for you to listen to the Gospel of Mary Magdalene. Okay. It was found, you know, recently. I don't know what they say about it, if it's real, if it's not, but it sounds pretty much like the stuff that Jesus said from what I can remember. So the Wheel of Fortune does talk about your fate. It talks about upcoming events. So there could be an event where, like I was saying, I'm always going to see you performing these purification rituals for yourself and for the planet. Destiny and fate will allow you little control over the upcoming events, and that is not anything to be afraid of. This is a destiny and fate that you wanted, and so I feel like your gifts are really expanding right now. And that's part of your Wheel of Fortune. See, John the Baptist was, you know, maybe he was born into, I doubt he was born into that cult that taught him how to do the purification rituals. But John the Baptist was performing enemas and all sorts of other purifications. So when we're talking about your liver, okay, the 2 ways that we get rid of toxins is through peeing and pooping. That's like the 2 main ways. The other ways would be through sweating, right? So with your liver, what I felt was like something in the dream state knocked loose this toxin. Now it's in your system. So it would be very beneficial to drink a lot of water. You can put some lemon in your water, just a little bit. That will help cleanse out the liver. That's just a very easy way to cleanse the liver. Another thing you can do is drink dandelion root tea. And if you don't have dandelion root tea, that's the main thing that detoxes the liver. But you can also drink /detox tea. And those two things will help remove that. Yeah. Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, that's the stuff that I'm always praying for too. That and homelessness and food and stuff like that. But yeah. Okay, cool. Well, I'm liking it. I'm definitely liking it. Spirit's liking it because you're in alignment. That's partially why, you're entering into a very positive cycle. Your luck is turning into a new phase of life that's beginning. And then this person's personal growth, like, okay, whoever this person is in the collective that has tried to stop you from accessing your dreams and trying to stop you from getting the downloads that you need, um, I really feel like they feel like their life is out of control and they feel like, justice is about to be served on them. And literally in this lifetime, it is. It's about to be served on them, but it's in your behalf. So part of your wheel of fortune is getting justice for the lifetime of John the Baptist and others. I'm hearing others. You have like you have no idea how many other spiritual lifetimes that you've had on other planets as extraterrestrials. And then you've also been, in ancient Egypt as well. You are definitely one of the I think you were the beetlehead god Kepri. Yeah, the one of ooh, I just got flashback. Oh my god. Yeah, that one's very yeah, and Ptah. Yeah, so you had literally helped the human civilization, like not Kepri. Okay, I'm seeing that you were both actually. And it can happen where you're having two incarnations on the same planet at the same time. That's basically what twin flames are. So, yeah, I think that you definitely had a time. And what I think about the Egyptian gods is that there's not just it's like how Yoda, there's a whole group of Yodas. Like it's not just that there's one being, but they come from a whole genetic line of beings. Like there's a bunch of the beings that were Anubis, but only one actual Anubis, if that makes sense. But it basically comes from, you know, I feel like these Anubis beings are in the tunnels that are below some of our cities. Yeah, I remember when I was working at the crystal store, there would be somebody that would come in and they were the wife of Ptah and they were being haunted in such a crazy way. It was insane. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Yes. And yeah, it is. It is seriously. Welcome in, Beast Boy. Yeah. It's a good change, though. Oh, I'm so glad. What a blessing. Thank you, God. Oh, thank you, God. Wow, that's amazing. That's amazing. I'm so happy for you. Yay. So, you're getting justice. Oh, wow. And it's an apartment and it's 200 cheaper. Well, there you go. Yes. All right. You can finally leave the hotel. That's amazing. That's amazing. Oh, that feels so good. So yeah, that's going to be great. That's going to be great. I'm somebody that I do not enjoy stairs. So, yeah, and you got your deposit back. Yeah, that's amazing. Usually they will not give you your deposit back, like no matter what, but you getting it back, that's awesome. I'm so glad that somebody is actually honest. That's good. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Going from a hotel back to an apartment, this is going to be the best thing. Cool. All right. So some stability. I also feel like, you know, um yes, so that's even better because the townhouse would have, taken it up a little bit. But this is going to be great. Cuz really there was nothing wrong with your living situation except for you were in the wrong place, the wrong time and there was very weird people around you. I feel like where you're moving now is a completely different energy. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Ptah literally spoke. And this is something that you'll find a parallel to is um okay, so Ptah and the Native American languages, they basically form they come from a language that is like what Ptah uses, and it creates basically like they speak and then things create like mountains and stuff. Oh wow. Yes. So I'm Sophia. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So that's very interesting. That's very interesting. Wow. Well, I'm glad that you guys are getting into alignment. Okay, yeah, go order some pizza. That sounds delicious. Mm-mm. So yeah, you guys are getting justice right now. It means that also you're taking responsibility for your own actions, and every action that you take will have an effect. This is a positive effect, though. Like you guys are creating justice and bringing the light of truth forward. And I love that you guys are remembering not only other lifetimes, but you're remembering. Thank you. Thank you so much. You guys are so kind. You guys are so kind. But yeah, uh I definitely feel some good stuff happening here. I also feel like, if you've been wrong, justice is assured. That's part of the Wheel of Fortune here. And I feel even more positive coming in. The Four of Swords. See, this is an ending to this justice is going to cause an ending to somebody. And this could be that person passing away that was harassing you, Beast Boy. Or this could be the ending of, because the Four of Swords talks about, a truce, a break in fighting. Means that whatever conflict this is, it's over. And somebody could be, this person needs to mentally prepare for the next fight. But it's not going to be with you. It's going to be with the justice system. Yeah. And we have a Knight of Swords in the reverse. So who is this person? That's definitely not your energy. This person is somebody who is greedy. They have poor judgment. They overspend. They're impulsive. They're opinionated. They're very judgmental. And I also feel like this person's extremely immature, self-destructive. I'm definitely picking up on some type of officer, or an officer, a detective, a PI, which would be a private investigator. This person hurts others, and this person will create problems with you if you don't set boundaries. That's because this person's they're like a negative watcher, not a fallen watcher, because those aren't negative. The fallen ones were the ones that were commanded to come to the earth to help humankind evolve. But there are other watchers that, I should say stalkers, really. Yeah, so there may be a need but I do feel like this situation is ending, but this person is straight up a problem. They're very aggressive, and I don't know why they're so So this person to you, whoever this person is to you, Ragnarok, they are very intimidated by you. Okay. They may hold some position of authority, but something about them, and this could be linking into those other lifetimes. If somebody's actually called you the demiurge, it could be, this aggressive ass energy. Yes, absolutely. The Truman Show type thing. Yeah. And I really feel like AI is also being used to monitor people. So this is somebody, I guess, that they're very aggressive. And I really don't feel like this person lives by you. I feel like they work by you. It's their job that's in your area. It's not, they don't live in your area, but they work in your area. And again, these people, this person's crooked, whoever they are. They're in the 9 of Swords. Absolutely in the 9 of Swords, because you've gotten this download. See, these downloads, Ragnarok, are going to end like, because this is how everything is affected. You basically change yourself on the inside. When you realize a download, you understand it, you integrate it, and then you work on yourself. You're changing yourself, but then it's changing also everybody else, because we're all connected. So it's like a butterfly effect change that's massive. That's what these people are afraid of. And that's why I can't really call them people. I also feel like the men in black are watching you, and they're watching you because of this person. Yeah, he could be like a bartender energy. Oh my God. Trying to replace you. That's exactly what I'm feeling like. That's exactly what I was feeling like. Okay. Yeah. Oh, they want to be King Arthur, but you were King Arthur most likely. Well, you hold that archetype like energy. Yeah. So this person is very jealous, man. They're in the 9 of Swords. I feel like they're in the 9 of Swords for more than one reason. But yeah, this person definitely did what you said, which is horrible. But they don't have the magic. You're right. You're definitely right. This person does not have magic. They think that they do. Oh, I swear demons will be letting people think the strangest delusions. And so that's how I know that like this is either somebody's imagination. They believe that they have powers. But this person has not just tried to do this to you. They've tried to do this to other people as well, which is not cool. Yeah, this is good news to you. Yeah. Christ caliber. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. What you write down comes true. This is literally talking about a document or news coming in that you get, like, which could be like a letter. Wow. So, needless to say, stay away from this person. But they stay away from this person. Literally, stay away from this devil. This person is being driven by the devil. And I don't really believe in the devil as like whatever Christianity thinks, but I do believe that there's ancient spirits that are older than time that maybe don't like people of light. Like they don't like people like you, like me. Very, very insecure. This person also has a substance abuse problem. And they frequently take advantage of others. I'm definitely getting vibes of this bartender putting stuff in people's drinks. Yeah, you're in the 2 of Wands energy, visualizing your growth and how you're going to enjoy your journey, basically. Because I feel like you're also commanding the respect and attention of others the more that you acknowledge and integrate all of these codes and downloads that you're getting from your higher self. Just going like, okay, these are the things that are happening now. How can we shift it? I mean, from the Catholic Church finally coming out with the truth and saying, yeah, we know that the kingdom of God is within. You have to go within to get to God. But then they offer their perspective, okay, which is one way. There that Christ said you can get to my Father through many doors in the mansion, but they're all different paths that you can come to God, but it's always going to be through within the self, right? And so if church makes you guys feel good, then I would say go. But if you don't feel like it's helping you connect with God, then maybe you need to go within to find that connection, because that's what Christ did. He went in, he connected with the Father, he connected with the oversoul, the higher self. He was very much, and that's why his messages are codes. They're basically coded, and they're not meant for everybody to understand. That's why the majority of people do not understand what he said, basically. Yeah, the Emperor. Absolute boss energy that you guys are standing in today. And also, I feel like you guys are going to become leaders in some type of way. It may be that you perform some type of prayer cleansing ritual I feel like you guys are helping the world, but then there's going to be certain people that come to you that have stuff going on and they don't know how to deal with it. And God is basically anointing you in a specific way. And what I'm seeing is that no one else has this specific, yeah, definitely roofie people for sure. Yeah. 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 Okay. Yeah. Definitely wanted to replace you. I definitely get that. And definitely the Truman Show. Absolutely. They're terrified of knowing John is back for sure. And that's why they wanted to keep you from awakening to that. But now that you know that, you're going to be able to protect and defend those in a weaker position. And this person is a freaking creep, man. Like, the world would not miss this devil if they went missing. Not saying that anybody should do anything to this person, but, you know, eventually they're going to get caught up. And I feel it coming soon. And that's going to be justice for this person to be laid out. Yes, actually, he does think he's a vampire. And I think he might be a vampire, literally. Yeah. Yeah, I think that he literally might be a vampire. Yeah, you guys are coming into the 9 of Cups. This is your wish fulfillment. So a desire is going to be granted. I'm also picking up on the endless energies of desire. See, okay, so desire, despair, and pain and torment are all surrounding this person right here. Well, it flipped over. The Ace of Cups, 9 of Cups to the Ace of Cups. Yes, a wish is being granted. This is the Holy Spirit, the Holy Grail, all of that being given to you. And you know how people were searching for the Holy Grail, but I honestly believe that it has something to do physically with the consciousness in the body. This devil energy has got this person in the 9 of Swords. And literally the word vampire is a synonym for devil. So that's kind of the same thing. Con artist, condescending, condemned. Yeah, son of the Knights of Columbus. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this person that runs this bar, stay away from them. They know other people that are like them. Like other people that are vampires. I wouldn't be surprised if this person does like really bad rituals. So this Ace of Cups is connected to the divine feminine Empress energy. We have the Emperor and the Empress. And I've always wondered if the Holy Grail, because again, the legend of the Holy Grail wasn't not added into religion until the medieval period. Okay, so that means that you had all of Christianity before, and then all of a sudden the Holy Grail, the Knights Templar lore, gets added in at medieval times. So what I think that the Holy Grail is your like medulla oblongata. I feel like it has to do with your spinal and your kundalini. And then I feel like it also has to do with the feminine womb and that that feminine energy that these people like to drain and abuse and misuse, basically, because you can't create a new creation without a womb, basically. So like birthing a new earth. Yes, absolutely. Yes, absolutely. That's basically what I'm saying. Yeah. Oh my God, he called you Peter. That is so freaking creepy. Yeah. Yeah. I would be like, huh. Hells no, this guy's freaky. Yeah. Beware of just who you share your light with, because this is a prime example of somebody that you don't want to share your light with, because then they're going to keep coming for it. 8 of Swords. This person's about to go to jail. I'm not kidding. They're probably in the 9 of Swords because they roofied the wrong fucking person this time. Literally. And God is making them be up under judgment. Heavy ass judgment. which means that this person's going to end up being in prison, and it's going to be because of this vampire devil energy and what they're doing to other people. That's absolutely terrifying. Just knowing that there's a bartender out there that's doing that to people. I don't go to the bar. I don't really drink anything other than tea and water, but like, yeah, I couldn't imagine going to a bar and being actually roofied by the bartender. That's terrifying. 3 of Swords. So yeah, this person is definitely hiding something. The 3 of Swords in the reverse is somebody that's hiding something. It's also somebody that's not telling the truth. And then I feel like this whoever this person is to you guys, this person works with another person. They're very negative. I am picking up some type of negative supernatural entity. So I hope that this person doesn't have any more authority than what they already have. Yeah, because this person feels like contented and happy with what they've been doing. They don't feel the need to change anything, and they do not see they do not see this 8 of Swords jail energy coming up. They also don't see this Archangel Michael temperance energy coming to whoop their ass. And I feel like you have temperance energy, and obviously that's protecting this divine feminine. Change and adaptation as well. So this person drained the crap out of your energy when you were there. I literally don't know if this person has actual vampire teeth, but I was being shown somebody that literally has vampire teeth. So I don't know if that's just like an allegory. I don't know. This person has like long hair, or like maybe it goes down to here or something. But yeah, definitely getting some very vivid pictures off this person and their spirit. This person just hurts people. I don't know if there's back rooms to this bar, but this person does some weird shit. I'm also picking up on somebody else in the collective that's like a police officer that's holding this same vampire-like energy. So I wonder if this is a vampire cult. A Knight of Cups. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Okay. This is absolutely. See this person who's trying to appear to be charming with that cup. This is what this person tries to come off as, being well-educated, idealistic, persuasive. But they're not that way. There's like some serious darkness inside this person. Which it's okay to be dark as long as you balance yourself and you're seeking to, gain more light. Yeah, he has short hair. There is a vampire coven around him. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. That's what I'm absolutely getting. Yeah, his hair may be like maybe it's grown since you've seen him or something. But he does roofie a lot of people. And there's a cop that drinks there. Okay, so that's making sense. Yeah, this person tries to appear to be somebody who's like attractive and kind and generous, and they're the exact opposite. 3 of Wands in the reverse. See, these people have been I think that this cop is in on it. To be honest, I think that he is. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely. Sekhmet, the first vampire woman, also Kali, the story of Kali. She's like a vampire, but it's for a positive reason. So Kali, the goddess Kali, was created because there's some demon, and its name is too long that I don't know what it's called, but there's some demon that basically the blue deity, and I don't call them gods. I think of them as extraterrestrials, so very enlightened beings, right? But yeah, like, so there was a battle going on, and this demon, every time that it would get cut, it's every time a drop of blood would hit the ground, another demon would, that's the same demon. It would be another version of itself that would pop up, right? So Kali was created and sent into that battle to fight that demon, and basically sucked all that demon's blood out, ate all the versions of him, and that's why she's a vampire. So Yeah, so it's not negative. It's like she basically was created for that. This somebody so again, I feel like this whatever this operation is, I feel like you're getting freed of this energy because these people were working together and you know, whatever they were investing in, this unsound business judgment, bad advice that they took, these two people, they're going down basically. Because there's somebody else other than us that knows about this, and they're somebody that's in a position of authority that could actually do something. So this also talks about these people need to save their energy and fight for the crucial battles. If they're trying to fight or drain your energy in any way, like I said, that's exactly what they're going through. Yeah, and wolves, absolutely werewolves. Like what I'm saying about werewolves is that I believe that there's dogmen that live underneath our cities. Why do I believe that? Because I know that they are there. They telepathically communicate with me. But yeah, how Los Angeles has underground cities, there's dogmen run those cities. Some of them are Anubis looking creatures and some of them are werewolf like creatures. But yeah, basically people that can shapeshift into werewolves. I know that sounds insane, but it kind of doesn't. Yeah, these people are they're ancient foes of you, like ancient. These people are ancient. Yeah, this high priestess, this is that energy, you know, the high priestess and the hierophant. This is why they're obsessed with you. And they're obsessed with they're obsessed with they're obsessed with trying to keep this all a secret. These people want to keep a secret what they've been doing. And so for everybody else, it may be something other than this bar situation that's happening. But again, this is coming from somebody that thinks that they have authority to the point where they actually are taking action on that. Yeah, they're very ancient energies and enemies of that you've experienced, like literally a lot. You've experienced these ones. Yeah, a lot. Well, these creatures, they kind of remember who they are, but they don't think that you know who you are. And so that's why they were trying to drain your energy. Trust me, if they would have known that you knew who you were, they would have been like, oh, this is not something I want to do. Because this is not coming up against a person. This is coming up against God, you know? Seven of Wands. Yeah, these people are going to be on the defensive. And you may even feel like you were on the defensive when you were around these people, that you had to be on the defensive, obviously. I mean, this reminds me of like New Orleans, like the vampires in New Orleans. Literally, this is what it's reminding me of. So maybe there is a vampire coven in New Orleans that owns a bar, and maybe they are, yeah, that's absolute. And so it's like such a blessing that when they attack, like when they attack you, you go through a spiritual awakening. That's what happens with most people is they wake up and have almost like a near death experience. I'm literally getting that same energy feeling of supernatural beings that exist. Though there's probably vampire and werewolf covens all over, but yeah, there's definitely a bar that's in New Orleans where people are roofing other people and then draining them of their blood or their energy. Because I'm picking up on two different types of vampires, ones that actually drink blood and ones that steal energy. Oh, you're in Canada. Wow. You know what? That's awesome. I think Canada is such a nice place. I've only visited once and I was like 11, but it was really beautiful. Very beautiful place. So yeah, so absolutely this makes sense. I mean, they could even be in Canada, literally. That's crazy. And I'm sure that they like that area for multiple different reasons. I feel like there's a lot in North America, there's just a lot of supernatural stuff. And there's even more of it in Africa, and it's more of a norm there. Where here, if we were to talk about vampires and werewolves, people think we're just weird and crazy. But like, they actually do literally 1 block away from your house. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. He definitely does that to women. But it's like when he does that, him and this cop is in on it. They don't RAPE women. When they roofie them, they're stealing their energy. And that's still a form of abuse. These people wake up barely knowing who the fuck they are. I'm very surprised that this person, I mean, they definitely saw you as a threat. So you may end up seeing these people have a public fall, like, an investigation gets sparked. But yeah, you got some crooked police officer that's working with this person. And I feel like that this is definitely, there needs to be some type of law that's passed so that people are not allowed to attack people that have spiritually. You know what? I have no idea if Van Helsing was real, but basically, you are like that to them. You are like that to them. And, but not just to those types of creatures. You're actually more like a Van Helsing to like a lot more than just that. Anything that's of the darkness, you carry the sword of salvation within you, and that knowledge, that's the gold that Christ had, that's, yeah. Yeah, so definitely use this to save yourself. And I would just be calling your energy back from these people. I'm wondering if the bartender was obsessed with you while you worked there, because I'm getting an obsessive energy. Yeah, yeah, actually. And John Constantine, I think that he was a pope, wasn't he? I definitely know that at that time there was a lot more vampires. See, these vampires, a lot of them actually do come from space. They have UFOs and everything. Yeah, Ace of Wands. These people, man, they've got Ace of Wands in the reverse. Their energy is just low, lethargy, mental dullness. They're over involved and need to choose between too many commitments, loss of enthusiasm, and the very things that made them happy. Material success doesn't make them happy. That's obviously true. That's why they're doing this criminal shit. It's causing deaths to occur in people's lives. He always bullied you, yeah, and he kept tabs on you. Absolutely, he was obsessed with your energy, which is, he's not homosexual or anything from what I'm picking up. I don't know what his sexuality is, just probably abusive, but more of like jealousy. He wanted to be you. He wanted to be like you. He wanted to be like you. He wanted to have that connection to the light because he's all darkness and he just wants to suck the light out of something. But yeah, and what I'm getting that could end up happening is that, they could end up trying to roofie somebody, and then that person could end up passing. And then these people would be looking very guilty. I also feel like maybe they knew. I don't know if you got fired from that job or if you left, but I feel like they kind of were feeling like you were picking up on what they were doing. And maybe you were. But this person feels just threatened by you guys. Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. Yeah. So there definitely is a witch energy that is very financially draining, very materialistic. I would absolutely advise that you stay away from that bar. But yeah, for sure. Yeah, no, that's exactly, that's everything that you just said that I just read in that last comment is absolutely true. I mean, literally absolutely true. Like, that's why it could be some form of magic. But no, I wouldn't seek revenge. That's not gonna make it better. I feel like you could go there and nothing would happen to you, but you would basically be putting yourself on these people's radar again. And I want you to stay off their radar. I want these people to focus on somebody else. You know what I mean? because these people are not safe people to be around. They're very dangerous and diabolical. These people are about to be, in the Five of Pentacles. And it's because of this Queen of Pentacles in the reverse. So I don't know who this female energy is, but this person is a vampire. They take without giving. They give only when something is to be gained. This is some type of vampire queen. So maybe their entire vampire coven is in the Five of Pentacles, and it could be because behind the actions of this one person. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, this is definitely some type of vampire person also. So they're experiencing health problems. Holy shit. These vampires are getting sick. This is why they're stupid as fuck, and they should be very careful of whose energy they consume, because they could come across a being like me or like you, and we have extraterrestrial in our DNA. So when they steal our energy, it turns to death, like right after they take it. And they're like, wait, I thought it was charged up, amped up off this. Yes, absolutely. And all vampires and werewolves do come from magic. It's a witch that casts a spell on somebody and turns them into that. Yeah, this Chariot, this could be about your vehicle. Definitely don't ever take your vehicle there. You guys, just be aware that this situation exists, but not to be afraid of it. These beings are they're in a creative and intellectual rut. They're very, like, I want to say, they're very frustrated and they're very complacent. They've been doing the same thing for too long and they've lost the thrill of the hunt. And so this talks about the Two of Swords in the reverse. They trust the wrong people. And then this 10 of Wands in the reverse, that's basically talking about how this bad luck is going to plague them. Someone is after them. And it does feel like, somebody that was affected by this person. So that's why I'm saying you don't need to get revenge on these people, because there is already somebody out here who's a different type of supernatural creature that is going to take these people out. And nobody will know that they like, literally, these people could pass in their sleep. Like, however this creature operates, nobody will know that it was this creature. Yeah. Yeah, basically that's it. Yeah. I don't know anything about Elijah. I'll have to read about that. Yeah. There were giants that in the old days, that the ones that had red eyes were the ones that were eating people. And the ones that don't have red eyes are the ones that were eating not people. But yeah, definitely the ball for sure. And the false prophets for sure. I'll have to read up about Elijah. But yeah, they wanted to steal, basically, and it's not steal it, but they wanted to stop. Yeah. Baal and Moloch. Yes, absolutely. They have that fucking energy. That's crazy. I would have never linked it back to that, but they do have that energy. So maybe that's where these things come from, is that demon. I do know that demon is very real. And it's the one that Solomon built his temple on top of the hill so that people would stop sacrificing their children and stuff to Moloch or Baal. So yeah. Yeah, the Hierophant. Absolutely. This is your energy. This is your guys' energy. So I feel like, you have the authority to call judgment on this situation, and you've known about it for a minute. And so it's going to come to a head because there is somebody else that's involved here. Also, I feel like these people are going to be taken to court. So this could be like a vampire coven that's taken to court, or it could just be these people behind it. But this is just saying right now already that if this shit goes to court, this person's going to lose. that someone makes trouble for them, bad luck plagues them for several months. A major change in their outlook. But again, these people are not seeing what's coming for them. And so that's why they coveted your gifts so bad, because they know that, like, they think that if they can vampire you enough, if they can put you in the Nine of Wands, like they've done all of these other people, because there is a lot. Yeah, there's like a lot. That's awesome. There's a lot of people that these people have put in a position where they're going to be the wounded warrior. And they were not able to do that to you. That's why this person was obsessed with your energy. Okay? Because what they do, and this is also, I'm getting something about P. Diddy doing the same type of shit. So maybe these are sexual vampires. I don't know. Or just demons, I would say. But it's the same thing of putting people under substances and draining their life force energy, giving it to a deity, or taking it for themselves. That's literally what I'm getting. That's absolutely terrifying. That's absolutely terrifying. But it does show me that, you're able to stand up for yourself, and that, you have the ability to sidestep these attacks by staying away from these people, right? Staying off their radar. These people are going to go through a bunch of drama. Yeah, I love the Balrog, actually, and I think Gandalf is dope. I literally have Smog as a dragon guide. He's hilarious. But yeah, very possessive of me and hilarious. Yeah. You also have fifth dimensional dragon energy around that Pendragon energy. Very strong. It's very strong. And so these people could even think that they come from the dragon or some shit like that. And it's not that dragon, though. This is like the Tiamat dragon. Seven of Pentacles. Okay, this is what they do to people. They link people in energetically, keep them coming back to the bar, and then these people feed off of them. So this is possibly like, how they gain their money and profit. And they're going to have a major change. Yes, these people are going to have a major, major change coming up. And it's going to be unavoidable. It's just the turning of the tables. Things are going to turn in your favor, and these people are going to be in court for something. Yeah. Focusing on the happy memories. That's all these vampires and werewolves are going to have. That's crazy. And there's some other type of creature that also visits this bar, and it lives in the trees. I don't know what to call it, though. It has something to do with Native American stuff. But yeah. This also reminds me of oh my gosh, it's a movie. Okay, so there was The Shining, and then there was another movie, and then there was just the last movie, and I forget what it's called, but basically these vampires, they abduct children, and then they torture these children and sacrifice them, and they pick children that are gifted, and they suck the gifts and light out of these children. That's like literally verbatim what I'm saying. And Dr. Sleep, that's what it's called. You guys will have to watch Dr. Sleep. Okay. It's like a kind of a newer movie, but it's a, it's a sequel to Dr. Sleep movie. And you guys will get to this. That's the type of vampires that I'm picking up on. Yeah. Yeah, you guys will love it. If you've seen The Shining, it's the boy of The Shining. Why he has, okay, so in The Shining, the boy sees all of those spirits, right? He's like, red rum. Okay, and it's murder backwards. That little boy, why it's called The Shining is because his gifts make him shine, right? So these vampires and these other creatures can pick up on that. And so Dr. Sleep is about the boy that's in The Shining, he grows up into an adult and he still is having these crazy interactions with spirits, seeing stuff, right? Because he has the shining. And that shine literally draws in these fucking monsters and stuff. And so you guys will, I don't want to spoil it for you because it's such a good movie. But yeah, you guys will see the type of vampires that these people are. Yeah, save the kids for sure. They're often drains for adrenochrome. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And so the other movie that's about The Shining is called The Dark Tower, and that's about this one demon that I know, Andromelech. And basically, he abducts these children that have the shining, and then he creates this dark tower, and he uses these children's gifts and abilities to try to send like an attack out. Anyways, kind of like to break the Tower of Babel or some shit like that, or to make it. I'm not for sure, but that's another one that's like another book to the Shining series. And so you guys will get to learn a lot about, I really like referencing that because that's exactly what I'm saying here. And so a lot of these celebrities that you see are doing this type of crap. That's crazy. A Star in the Reverse. Okay, these people, they're going to be dwelling on the past because it's a problem. They've done things. I'm also picking up on whatever this curse crap is from that these people are straight. Okay, to be a vampire in the first place, is Rihanna the singer a vampire? That's the only Rihanna that I know about. Yeah, the singer. No, I'm not really picking up that she's like that. She's something else. She's something else supernatural. She has something else supernatural about her, but it's not anything like this. It's not anything frightening, at least is what I'm picking up on. Yeah, definite mermaid energy. Definite mermaid energy. Yeah, for sure. That's you just nailed it. Definite mermaid energy. Yeah, so not really a threat. I don't consider mermaids to be a threat in any type of way. I have ancestors that are mermaids and relatives that are mermaids. So, and she does come from the Caribbean, which absolutely just aligns with all of the mermaid folklore if you know about it. So, yeah, these entities are going to be starved out. And because I was wondering why these people, this person that runs this bar or whatever, why they only roofie some people. And it's not like they're just doing it to all women. They're just doing it to certain types of people. And so it wasn't really making sense what their targeting system was. But I feel like there is a police officer that knows about this, that's allowing it, that's a part of it, that takes part in it. So it goes deeper. It goes deeper. These people have no intuition. They cannot see the future. They cannot. This is why they were so attached to your energy, Ragnarok, is because they wanted to find out what was coming for them. They know that Judgment Day is going to happen. They just don't know when. You know what I mean? Yeah, there may be a King of Pentacles that owns the establishment. Okay. There could be a King of Pentacles that owns the establishment that has no idea. For some of you guys, this establishment, this King of Pentacles does know about it. And for some of you, this King of Pentacles does not know about it. So I do feel like the Canada bar, this guy knows, he definitely knows what it is. Yeah. So I wonder what that person's real name is, because it's definitely not that. So this person will be dragged into court with whatever this is. I mean, that's just really shitty that there's this many. I mean, I'm seeing it happen. This type of operation is also happening in Mexico. It's also happening like pretty much, I'm looking just about everywhere. I'm not seeing it in anywhere in Asia, but I am picking up on it in India. These types of creatures live all over the world, apparently. I feel like when they settle down somewhere, they put some type of magic on the area. So you could be dealing with, if you live near this bar, you could be dealing with the magic that's put on the area around you. That's one thing that I'm picking up on. Yeah, these people, they don't trust other people. They refuse to listen to the advice of others, which again, so what the effed up part about this is that you might be one of the only people on this planet that could actually help these people, but they don't want to be helped because they're under the curse of being a vampire or werewolf or dog man or whatever the fuck this is, whatever other supernatural thing. I'm not picking up on Birdman, but I am picking up on what like werewolf and vampire energy big time with these people. And so they're doing active rituals to shapeshift, to change, and to drain people's energies. And they've been like this for a very long time. I feel like they also have connection to something that's going on in space. So yeah, these people are going to rush to making decisions when they find out that something else is stalking them. Something else has been loosed. And it says if they keep doing what they've always done, the results will be the same, and they need to rely on other people's judgments and opinions. But I don't feel like these people, these are not people, these are devils of specific types of vampire and werewolf type energy, or dogman or shapeshifter, skinwalker type thing. And they're those types of vampires that suck out the shining in people. And so they need this shit because they don't have gifts and abilities that show them the future. This is not like Twilight, you know what I mean? This is more of like third dimensional type vampire, but it's not in any ways like what the vampire lore is. Like, this person can go out in the sunlight. I don't think that they do very often, but they can. Nothing's going to happen to them. And the werewolf can change more than just on a full moon. So it's not exactly like the mythology, but it doesn't make it any less real, which is absolutely terrifying. Yeah, there's something Native American that's in the trees around somebody's house. Whatever this thing is so protective. I don't know if people see things in the trees. Yeah, I definitely feel like you've got maybe not, I don't think you have wolf or vampire, but you definitely have something that's spiritual that makes you a hybrid. It would be interesting for you to ask your mother, if you can, if she ever had any type of experience where she was, abducted or anything. Yeah, the Native American energy, I don't know what this thing is because I don't know what to call it. It's not negative, not really positive, but it's actually positive for you. And for everybody else, it's neutral, but it's in the trees. Okay. When you look up into the trees, you may see this thing and it may frighten you, but you don't need to be afraid because it's not there to hurt you. It's there to help you, actually. It's there watching over you, basically. But yeah, it's something that lives in the trees. So these people cannot think clearly. They haven't been able to feed correctly since you've been in the bar. That's hilarious. Wow. So you did something just by being there, and it could have just been because God's watching you, that basically, yeah, you walk in there and they're protecting you. The Bull of Lakotas. Oh, okay. Yeah. The natives were hurting and hunting them. This absolutely, oh, I got chills everywhere. That makes sense. That makes sense. Because like I said, there is something hunting these beings. Yeah, they definitely have a lack of insight. They have a lot of obstacles and they need to simplify their life and get rid of, they need to get rid of the evidence, but these people are not people. So again, like, they bank on using illusion, but they can't use illusion against this other type of being. And maybe it's like a predator type being, the movie Predator, how Predator knows. If you haven't seen the new Predator, you guys got to check that out. It's actually a predator comes to the earth when it's Native American time, and it's like so freaking good. But that's what I'm kind of being reminded of, is that type of energy, and it's sitting in the trees, and it could slice somebody open and nobody would see it. It's got stealth and everything like that, and super ancient. It's been on this planet for a long time. I do believe that it hunts these types of creatures. And I do believe that it is here to, it's aligning with you wanting to get rid of child trafficking and all of that. This entity is stopping that. I mean, it's a group of entities actually, but you have specifically one that watches over you, and everywhere you go, this thing is in the trees. The Three of Cups of the reverse. Okay. This is talking about that bar, you guys, literally. The Three of Cups says lack of exercise and overindulgence in food and drink. Okay. Excessive alcohol. Arguments and misunderstanding, confused feelings, friends turn their back on you, loss of social structure, feelings of loneliness and isolation. Take care of yourself, think positively. This is just talking about how this is going to, what they've been putting in people's drinks. Ooh, when people find out about this shit, that they were being viewed, that whatever this witchcraft is, that they was being used on them, these people would be pissed. That's how you get a mob of like people with pitchforks and shit. Like, as an analogy, that's how you would get that, it's this energy right here. That's literally, yeah, definitely very protected. And like I was picking up on, is that you guys that have the light of God within you, that light is the most positive thing. I don't know why these beings are so afraid of it. They want to get you while you're young. You guys could have had near-death experiences while you were young, and I would not be surprised about that, because these people these entities have been around for a long time. That is crazy. All right, let's get a conclusion on this story. What is going to happen? Oh, but what I was trying to say is that you bring God's awareness into things, and basically, yeah, you did go through something that was a near-death experience. You came back more supernatural from that experience, with something activated for sure, but you always carried that light within you. Yeah, you turned out fine for sure. Wow, your ankle. That's so shitty. So sorry that happened to you. Eight of Wands. Yeah, this is going to bring them to a crossroads where they're going to have to either choose to abandon their efforts or move. And yeah, it's like these entities don't have a problem with moving and setting up new shop, but because they're kind of shapeshifters a little bit. But I feel like they've been, when you came around these entities, you didn't just carry the light of God within you, you carried the Most High with you. That means the Most High God who's aware of everything all the time, basically used you as a catalyst to bring about justice, literally just used you as a catalyst to bring about justice, and sent you in there knowing that these people would try to do to you what they did to others, but they wouldn't succeed at it. The sacrificing people for their energy shit. And it says on here, instead of trying to control situations and people, leave them alone. I mean, literally. Yeah, so when this all goes down, and if it's made public, there's something in the basement or a basement. There's something, they're holding something in a basement. I think it's an object, a ritualistic object of some type of power that they use for something. But that's where their power is coming from. They hold it in a basement. And if anybody gets to that basement and gets a hold of this object, they will basically turn into the same type of being as these people. Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Common enemy for sure. So this would be like a major turning point, because you having gone through these experiences, yes, part of your soul life force was taken, but we're calling that back right now. These vampires don't have the permission or the authority or the ability to hold on to your energy. Yeah, this is about your shine. This is literally about your inheritance, what God has given you for this lifetime. And that's how you use your gifts and abilities. Literally, you could just shine that love and light at these creatures and they would like pass the fuck out. Because they don't suck, you know, they try to literally put people under some type of hypnotic thing, spell, and then they use whatever they put in the drink. And I'm literally feeling like, well, this is happening in more than one place. Let's just say that. The Eight of Pentacles. Yeah, this will be most likely your life's work. You could end up writing a book about this experience that you go through. There's also something in the Canadian mountains that is like a great enemy to these creatures. I mean, that thing's like seriously a threat. I don't know what it is. I know that there's a lot of Bigfoot in Canada. And they call themselves the children of the night, the Bigfoot. But they're more like technology advanced. They're not cannibals. They don't eat people. Or I guess you have to be a human to be into cannibalism. But, you know, yeah. All of the legends, it's interesting how all of the legends, they do exist. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Four of Cups in the reverse. Chronic emotional restlessness is manifesting itself into casual love affairs. So now these people are trying to use love affairs. And it says new goals are needed: overindulgence in food and alcohol, lack of moderation, failure in love, cultivate positive thoughts, even though it's difficult. Well, yeah. Page of Swords. This is very much spy-like energy. This is definitely somebody that's watching them. So they are being watched. And yeah, don't ever go back into this place ever again. That's what I'm going to say. Because you just don't want to be, you don't need to seek revenge when something else is doing it for you. You know what I mean? This Queen of Cups energy, stay in this Queen of Cups energy. Continue to be a nurturer to other people. Continue to help people connect with their emotions and continue to cleanse people. I also feel like, you know, you have this divine feminine influence, you guys, in your life. And I don't know if this is a family member that has been just very down to earth, very nurturing, very kind, or if this is like somebody that you will end up having a family with. But I feel like this person is very powerful. This Queen of Cups energy, extremely powerful. Yeah, I know. Really, it's true. Yeah, absolutely. The giant, the government has basically fucked up time and they've erased what actually happened. And so we have hundreds of years where there were Neanderthals on the planet, there were humans, and then there was like giants, and they ruled all of the earth basically. You know, the continent of India is named after Indra, which is like the Thor. And we know that Thor, what does Thorisaz do? Thorisaz suppresses or oppresses the giants, right? And there's giants of every type. Like there were giants that were human-like, and then there were rock giants and anyways, other giants. Of course, at these other times, the vibration of the planet was different. So the other dimensions, the higher dimensions, could interact with the lower dimensions and manifest fully. I feel like this group of vampires and this coven of vampires and coven of werewolves or whatever this is, they're going to be forced to flee. Then if they don't run, yeah, if they don't run, absolutely, absolutely. I'm just reading your guys' comments. That's why I like pause, because I'm just reading your guys' comments. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys have serious protection. And it just feels right that this situation's about to end. I mean, on a massive scale. Whoever ends up coming into contact with this object is going to be cursed. But like, that's why I feel like literally, I don't know if this is kept in some type of basement. I feel like there's only a couple people on this planet that could transmute the energy of this like idol or artifact. I don't know. Yeah, the moon, the energy of the moon. That these people operate underneath the moonlight. And so they're not thinking that anybody's looking into the shit that they've been doing, but this literally tells me that they're delusional. Absolutely. Absolutely something has been looking into this. The hell? People just think that they can get away with the devilment forever. And it's like, these aren't even people, but still, they think that they're going to just be able to continue to, sacrifice people like that. And hell no. So I'm wondering, I don't know what's in this basement. Whatever happens to that, that's another reason why you want to stay away from these people, because they're bad freaking news. Yeah, they're just bad news. I'm going to see if anything comes out of this deck. And then I'll let you go. Okay, we're at 131. Okay. A long time. Yeah, these people have been thinking long term as you're building something to last, gradual unfolding in future. These entities have been here for a long flippin' time, these creatures, okay? And they've had their way with the earth for so long, but there's been a few times when, they have to answer for shit. So, and I do not feel like these people use their real names. They have fake like passports or fake IDs or something. So there's an entire portion of people in the systems that create IDs and stuff like that that are these beings, and they will create false identities for people. Manifesting, sit still and move the universe around you, visualize, attract, and mindset. So yeah, this is like, I don't know, they have something in their basement that's manifesting these supernatural powers for them. It's an object, not a living being or anything like that. But I was kind of feeling like maybe they had things hung up. I don't know. Very cultish vibes. October. The lines between fantasy and reality are blurred. Creative, thrilling, and eerie. Yeah, this is like almost like an October reading. Like it should be, because it's vampires and werewolves or whatever these things are. Shapeshifting, skinwalking thingies. I don't know. But yeah. So when the veil is the thinnest, which is, the end of October, that's most likely when these things are the most active, right? That's when they manifest off of this thing that's in the basement. Like they do a yearly ritual to keep it so that they can shapeshift into human form and they don't turn into the actual form that they are. Aries time, March 21st through April 19th. Okay, so we're in Aries right now, you guys. Go after what you want. So there is something happening right now. This energy is very, very positive. It's opening that portal of influence. I feel like your guys' shine is just amplifying to a point where it's going to blind the eyes of these enemies. Open doors. These doors are opening for you right now. The door is unlocked, so just walk through it. Journey, passage, and access, okay? And then Virgo time. So this is the energy, August 23rd to September 22nd. Set realistic goals to reach practical, organized details. Whatever this energy of Virgo is, this is an energy of truth. It's a truth teller. It could also be the zodiac sign of when this justice gets served, right? On schedule. So God has got a schedule. Unwavering dedication and attention to the detail is key. Keep going steps and take care. right? So this is basically on schedule for these entities to, this is what's going to happen, you guys. As this portal unlocks, these entities will want to ride your back to get through, and they cannot. And it's because God's not going to let you through if these things are attached to you. So what God is doing right now, what I'm seeing is why keeping shown this disgusting ass basement, and they keep a bunch of alcohol in there stored up. They keep people trapped in there, and they keep children sometimes trapped in there. Very sick shit going on. But yeah, what I'm picking up on is like that, and these entities are trying to erase my memory of it while I'm talking about it. It's like, bitch, I'm in the process of talking about it. You can't erase my thoughts. So God is taking the power away from whatever this idol thing is. It's just an object that has some type of supernatural power that's causing these people to be the way that they are, and they've held on to this thing for a long time. It's some type of extraterrestrial artifact or item. So God's taking the power away from that shit. And this is just like on schedule, kind of divine timing. January, ditch old habits, recharge and focus on self-care. Start fresh, goal setting. So yeah, by this next January, these beings will, I mean, they're going to be powerless on schedule. Like this is part of what's happening to them. Why they can't see. Yes, there's some type of object that these people have that's an extraterrestrial artifact. Or maybe it's something that came from ancient Egypt. Like it's something that's just really from a long time ago. And yeah, God's taking the power out of these things, which means these beings are going to become powerless. And who knows what's going to happen after that. But Capricorn time. January is Capricorn time. Double confirmation. January is Capricorn. So this is definitely saying that, the energy of the goat. I definitely feel like it says uphill climb, but worth it. These people are going to be gone by January. All right, August and April. So we're going through massive shifts. We're going to have another shift with some type of moon that's in April, and another one with some type of, maybe there's an eclipse or something that's going to happen in August. That's going to set everything up for what happens in January. These people are going to be, they're going to be turned back into people, and they're not going to have those supernatural abilities that they had anymore. And this is going to be so extremely unexpected for them. Like I'm saying, that we are sharing this information, but these beings, they do not know that this is going to happen, right? And that's why they suck the shining out of things, because that's what they are missing. They're deficient of being able to have divine energy happening subtly and sooner than you thought, intensity, fast, and surprise. So yeah. Okay, you guys, I hope that this message helped you. I hope it made sense to you. For those of you that do frequent bars, just be aware be very aware. Do compatibility before you go to these places. Yeah, just do compatibility before you go to these places. Because if you are planning to like go to a bar, let's just say, and then all of a sudden you get a migraine or you start to feel sick or your stomach starts to hurt, that's a very big indicator that your second brain, which is in your stomach, your gut, is telling you that you should not go to that event. A lot of people think, oh, I'm just having gas, or, oh, I'm just having stomach pain or whatever. But that sickness is your body telling you like something horrible is going to happen if you go to this place, right? So that's why I'm going to say, always listen to your gut, always listen to your intuition. Okay. Make sure that you that you're actively staying prayed up. Because that's, a major thing right now, is staying connected to God, staying prayed up, and then discussing with the Lord when you come across creatures like this. Hopefully you won't meet any more, but I feel like there's going to be such a massive change. You guys are going to be getting a lot of your energy back that was being siphoned. So, and this quote, we're going to finish with this. It says, the Lord protects and preserves them. They are counted among the blessed in the land. He does not give them over to the desire of their foes. The Lord sustains them on their sickbed and restores them from their bed of illness. So that's the process that you're going through right now, calling in positivity. Okay. All right, you guys, I hope that this message helped you. All right. Yeah. Absolutely. So yeah, it is like a predator. But again, these beings that are looking after you guys, you have had an incarnation where you've been one of those beings. And that's what how we get our spirit guides is like they love us so much and they remember us as we were one of them that they just follow us around basically and help us and they dedicate their time and energy to helping us. And so that's why spirit guides are so awesome. So yeah, knowing that you can tap into these abilities, right? All right, you guys, stay safe out there, okay? And remember that God loves you, all right? I don't know what the name would be. It would be interesting. It would be something to look up in Native American lore what the name of the beings would be because I don't know what they're called, but I do feel like they're associated with numerous tribes. So it's like more than more than one tribe. But yeah, or maybe yeah. Okay. If you watch the Predator movie, I think they give the name of these types of beings. It might be in that. It's a folklore. Yeah. Oh, I'm love being with you guys too. And it makes me so happy that I get to have positive interactions. So thank you guys so much. Okay. Know that God loves you. Know that I love you. Giving you air hugs and lots of support. Peace be with you until the next reading. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.